Hello everyone, welcome, and do not forget to subscribe. So this video is about the youth and the senior intellectuals in South Sudan. And when I talk about senior intellectuals, I don't mean people only over 60 or something like that. Mostly people in their 50s and their 60s and 70s and 80s. So I would expect, usually what you would expect in any society is for younger people to look up to the older ones, because they have experience, they have more knowledge, they have wisdom that they can impart on younger ones. That's what you would expect in every society. So if you have a forum where the younger intellectuals or younger people engage in sort of a discourse, you would expect a mutual exchange of ideas that are beneficial to mostly the younger ones. Although the older one can still learn, because if the younger one, for example, there may be a younger intellectual in his or her 30s who is skilled in a certain discipline that can benefit the older ones who are maybe skilled in some discipline. So there's a sort of mutuality involved. But in a place like South Sudan, what you would expect is the older ones showing the way in terms of culture, in terms of the social systems, in terms of decorum, in terms of how to deal with emotional instabilities or anger. The older one who have gone through life have acquired some skills that they can use to help the younger one. But what I've seen is the older ones are the ones who are thin-skinned. They're the ones who are trying to show that they know, but when they're challenged, they become really angry that they've been disrespected. But these fora are mostly political. And if you engage in a political discourse, you have to accept being challenged, or even sometimes being called names. And that's the nature of this discourse. But the older one should be the one telling the younger ones, okay, no, don't do that. Don't insult others. Don't be abusive. This is how you do it. If someone challenges your idea and you feel the way it's been challenged is really unbecoming, the adults can say, okay, this is how you deal with it. This is how you deal with the emotions. If you're really angry, and people are human beings, they get angry. So how do they deal with that? How can they make sure that what angers them is mitigated through a process that can ensure that disagreements do not lead to conflicts, do not lead to hatred? Unfortunately, the adults are the ones who need the younger ones to tell them, please be kind, please have inclusive ideas, please be considerate of others, please don't be angry. What kind of society is that? And that makes me really, really sad. It makes me really disappointed. How is this society, how is this country called South Sudan going to be built when it's upside down? When the adults are the ones who want to be shown the way? It's something that these adults, they need to see. They need to check. They should be telling people like us in their 40s to tell people, to sort of advise the ones who are in their 30s and 20s. But we have been let down. We're spending time telling adults to be kind, to be considerate.